So let's get started and talk about SharePoint 2013. First of all, you'll notice that it's going to have a new interface. So basically, you're going to see that it's more tablet friendly. It's going to have things that you could use on a mobile device like your phone as well as like an iPad. It also has extended browser support. So in the past there was always troubles with Safari and Chrome, and now those will work much easier for you in this new interface. As well, there's a new getting started kind of help screen when you first start building a SharePoint site. The nice thing about this is for those people that maybe are not as knowledgeable about building their own site, this will make it a lot easier for them with a lot less training needed. Also, it has HTML5. This replaces the need for Flash, so it can display multimedia without having to have a Flash application. It means that you can play it directly within your site without having to open another window or an application or do any custom programming. And therefore, again, that's going to help it work better with like mobile products and Apple iPads and all that good stuff. It also has drag and drop technology. In the past, it was tough to get documents in and out of libraries. You'd have to upload them or you'd have to download them. And now you can just drag and drop as well as into emails, and we'll take a look at that today. And it has a much cleaner look than it had in the past, again, because it's kind of gearing toward being able to use tablets and more simpler devices that way. So there's also some new features. There's several new features, but of course we can't cover them all in an hour. But some of the key ones is you'll see improved themes and branding. It's a lot easier to change the look and feel of your SharePoint site. There's also a new eDiscovery Center. So if you ever have to go to eDiscovery, usually that is a long, painful process, and there's a new feature that will speed that up for you. As well, there's a new business intelligence and connectivity features, and we'll look at those today. Also, search has changed. It now incorporates fast search, which is basically putting search on steroids for you, and we'll take a look at that. So it's definitely improved in 2013. Also, social computing has changed a lot. So My Sites has changed to be more social networking friendly. There's also now what's called project subsites for those that would like to take project maybe even out of Microsoft Project and just use it in the SharePoint interface and simplify it a little bit, and you now have that option. Workflows have changed. There's a new workflow center to build your workflows. It's a lot easier than before. And now you can even share your site or components of your site with people outside of your network by giving them limited access. So let's take a look at a site. Let me pop up our site here. So first of all, let's take a quick look at the interface. So you're going to notice that you've got, it looks a little bit different. You still have a quick launch menu down the left and a top link bar across the top if you're used to using SharePoint at all. You also still utilize the ribbon. So we still have tabs at the top in the ribbon. So if you've used SharePoint 2010, this is the same similar interface, but you'll notice it's a little bit cleaner now. And I talked about having this Getting Started panel. That's this right here. So it's really easy for someone who's new to SharePoint when they want to build and edit their site to come here, and if they want to create content, it's now called apps, they can quickly come in and create their desired content. Also, I talked about themes and branding. So if you want to change the look and feel of your site, it's very easy now. So I'm going to go in here to themes and branding, and you'll notice all these different themes you can choose from. So I'll pick one. And now I can even customize the color scheme of this theme and choose whichever theme color I'd like. And then I just apply it and I'm ready to go. Or I can just cancel it if I don't like it. You'll also notice by looking at this screen that we have our logo as a watermark on the screen, and that's super easy to do. You just upload your logo, you make it a watermark, and that can be your background. So a lot more creative themes without having to get into Designer like you had to in the past. So let's look at the drag and drop feature, because this, I think, is a great new thing. In the past, if you wanted to upload documents to a library, you would have to, go and you'd have to select the documents and choose upload. Then you'd have to, if you want to download them, you select them and choose download. And then if you wanted them in an email, that was even more confusing. And how do I get something as an attachment in an email? Now it is super simple. So for example, if I want to take this document, I have a document here on my desktop and I want to put it into my document library, I'm going to click and drag it, and you'll notice that it immediately pops up a drop here box. So I just let it go, and now notice that that document is right there in my library. Super simple. Same as if I want to take it outside of SharePoint and I want to put a copy on my desktop. It will not move it from the library, it just creates a copy. So I'm going to click on this document, drag it to my desktop, let it go, and there it is. It's still here in my library, but it's on my desktop.